You dream of being loved. You want admiration, applause, followers, likes. You want to be the good leader. That is why you will fail. Love is fragile. Love is blind. Fear, however. Fear sees everything. Fear keeps people in line when love dies. I have walked the courts of Florence and Rome. I have dined with dukes and argued with kings, and I have seen every single one of them, without exception, lose the love of their people. Sometimes because of famine, sometimes because of war, sometimes for no reason at all. But those who ruled through fear, they stayed on their throne until their last breath. You think fear is cruelty? You think it means lashes, prisons, executions? No. True fear is invisible. It is the quiet knowledge that if they betray you, if they cross you, there will be consequences. In my time, the crowd could be swayed by a single rumor shouted in the marketplace. In your time, a single tweet can destroy years of trust. And yet the lesson remains the same. Love fades at the first whisper of doubt. Fear endures. Do you think Caesar was loved? He was feared. Do you think the Medici ruled Florence because the merchants adored them? No. They ruled because every man in that city knew what would happen if they stood in their way. Let me tell you a story. There was a ruler, young, handsome, adored. He threw festivals for his people, forgave debts, reduced taxes. For a time, they praised him like a god. But when the harvest failed, when the city was hungry, the people blamed him for everything. They broke into his palace. And do you know what happened to the man who ruled with love? They hanged him in the square where they once cheered his name. Now listen to another. A duke who was feared. He taxed harshly, punished swiftly, never pretended to be a friend to his subjects. They hated him. Oh yes, but they obeyed. And when famine came, when the enemies marched on his city, his people still fought for him. Not because they loved him, but because they feared what would happen if they lost. You see, fear binds tighter than affection. It survives when love is gone. Love demands constant feeding. Fear feeds itself. But here's where you must be wise. Terror without control destroys you faster than love. You must be feared just enough. Enough to keep loyalty sharp, but not enough to breed rebellion. A wise leader lets his subjects sleep at night, but makes sure they know he is awake. In your world, fear is not built with swords and gallows. It is built with control over opportunity, over access, over influence. A CEO doesn't need to execute anyone to be feared. He controls careers. An influencer doesn't need to threaten. They control reputations. A politician doesn't need a dungeon. They have the power to erase you from the conversation. You must make yourself dangerous to cross. Dangerous not because you shout, but because you can act and act decisively. You want an example from your time? Look at the tech giants. They are not loved. People complain about them every day. And yet, everyone uses their platforms, follows their rules, fears being banned. Why? Because fear of exclusion is more powerful than the desire for freedom. Fear is the foundation. Once it is in place, you can decorate your throne with as much charm and generosity as you wish. But without fear, that throne is just a chair someone else will take. I do not say abandon kindness. Kindness is a tool, a fine one, but it is secondary. Use it to reward loyalty. Use it to soften the edges of your rule. But do not make it the pillar on which you stand. If you do, one gust of wind, one crisis, will blow it all away. Here's what you must do. First, stop trying to be loved by everyone. It is impossible. And the more you try, the weaker you appear. Second, identify what makes you dangerous to your enemies and strengthen it. Third, make loyalty profitable and betrayal costly. When people weigh the two, they must always find betrayal too heavy to carry. You think I teach evil? No. I teach survival. A leader without fear is a shepherd without a staff. A shepherd the wolves will eat first. Remember this: love is a gift they give you. Fear is a fortress you build yourself.